Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
You don't need a psychic or a medium to tell you that SweetStock is going to be awesome coming up on August 28th.
I know.
All you got to do is look at the lineup, sweetstock.com. Tickets are available, and then just SweetStock USA on all social. Follow us. We'll have, plenty of tickets right now, but you never know.
I know.
We get, so
That's
get them.
And you know how people are. I mean, especially in this community, it seems like a lot of times, a lot of times people buy early, but a lot of people wait till later on because it's weather. Because it's, family vacations.
Right.
We're in that season where, you got things going on. August, things start changing. Psychic Andy in with us right now. Is it going to be an absolute total sellout, or you better get your tickets now?
No pressure.
You better get your tickets now.
Okay. Oh, man.
Early bird special.
That's right.
Whatever you got going on, do not wait.
Yeah,
Act now.
That's coming from a psychic.
There you go. Just
Right.
saying. Okay.
Yes.
Once you get there and there's like one person.
Andy.
That would never happen.
I can promise you already it won't happen. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, excited. So going to be a lot of fun. Are you planning to be there?
I might just be there.
I think you should.
I've been hiding in the shadows the past year and a half, and I'm
Right.
finally creeping out of my hole.
You
and
ready
being
to
more
bust
social.
out
Right?
and just talk to people?
Yeah, I am.
Have you been able to start seeing people, in person? When did it start coming back together for you?
Yeah, I think last fall, I finally got comfortable enough. I started to do small group sessions again. So, we're talking 6 to 8 groups of friends, groups of family getting together at my facility to connect with some loved ones. And the bulk of my one-on-one sessions have been over Zoom, over the phone. And, I also switched all my events to be over Zoom as of now. But that's going to change this fall when I get back to doing my first live event.
How pumped you're going to be to have people, just a whole live event in person and not on Zoom.
It's a different feel. It's a different vibe. You're not shuffling through Brady Bunch squares on the screen trying to figure out who didn't mute themselves.
Kathy, you're muted. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you seen, too, like with, I know we've talked to some other people that work in your field, just how this has affected some people? Yeah. I'm sure you're seeing that, too.
Yeah, it's really weird that I don't even think psychics saw the pandemic coming, but the fact that we found ourselves in the midst of one, the one thing that really surprised me was the amount of clients that I would talk to who said they were going through some sort of personal or spiritual growth spurt. It was like a spiritual renaissance.
A lot of people.
It's weird.
A lot of people. I think it's like because everything got quiet.
Yeah.
Right? Just for a little while, and it never is, that you had some time just to yourself.
Yeah.
More than normal.
Yeah. Every life slowed down, but there was also a spike in paranormal activity, and
Oh, was there?
There is. I've talked to a lot of people who more than ever, they say they're having weird stuff going on. Nothing traumatic, but just weird stuff going on around the house. They're seeing more signs from their loved ones from the afterlife. And I think it's just brought out the psychicness in a lot of us.
That's what I'm wondering. Is they're paying more attention?
Yeah.
That maybe a lot of that has always been there. And
They're just distracted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's probably
They're slowing
true.
down and taking a look around and seeing some things. You've got a lot of stuff coming up this fall. You kind of hinted at that.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy year. I've slacking maybe a little bit the past year, but man, I've been back to the grind lately.
Well, you're the only one that came out of COVID down in weight. Like, you look like you've lost weight. Your arms are buff. What the heck? Why did you drop off all your weight at my house on my face? You look good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know. I think just like anyone, I think I initially gained a little bit during COVID, but with the free time and just trying to take care of myself.
That's just like the rest of us, just a little bit.
Thanks for coming in, Andy. We'll see you later. A little bit.
Yeah. We all gained a little bit.
Don't patronize us, Andy.
we have mirrors.
Right.
Oh, gosh. So, love you guys. By the way, you don't age. I swear to God. Like, I'm trying to think the first time.
Don't try to make up for it now.
Pat, you look 10 years younger and 20 pounds lighter.
Oh, butt kisser. I love it.
But you remember what 2003 it was like, right?
Right.
2005, so maybe you do.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, boy. I have some of those pictures in my phone where if I ever get a little depressed, I look at those and go, that extra thing of fries isn't that bad. I still got a long way to go.
I've come a long way, baby.
Yeah. Well, thanks,
Good,
Andy.
man.
No, that's funny. Your name came up several times in the last few episodes because we were talking. We had Josh Hurd in.
Yeah.
And we were talking with him about some things that he's got going on. Has that documentary that came out, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
But also, in my hometown in Ashland, we had Stirrup Days, which is like that little annual celebration, 2-3 day event, and to stir up some trouble, stir up excitement, right? The Stirrup Days. And this year the theme was aliens because of the alien landing with the police officer in 1967. First time I ever heard the story was from you and your paranormal dads, guys.
Yeah, it's a cool story. I think they made a comic book edition out of that case. But even aside from that, I mean, Ashland is kind of a hotbed for UFO sightings over the years. It's crazy. It's been on local news a couple times.
Did you know that where that thing landed is adjacent to it's on my parents' property. It's an easement on my parents' property.
Dodged a bullet there, huh? You dodged a probing by getting out of there while you could.
And that's the name of today's episode, Dodged a Probing. And the funny thing is she's not out there dodging. She's not even trying to dodge.
Didn't even know.
No.
Didn't even know.
Didn't even know what she
Totally unaware.
I got to write that down.
It was, write it down before you forget.
Dodged a probing.
Because it's right, like the waterworks has an easement that goes along their property to Lincoln.
Sure.
And that's where you drive. Like the people would drive to check the pipes and stuff like that, but it's on our property, or their property. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, what? And Dad and Mom knew about it. They never told me.
But you never did.
I never knew. They said people stop by and ask if they could go see it sometimes. I'm like, what?
Like, wouldn't you have a concession stand up there to sell shirts?
That's the first thing he thought.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first thing I'm like, you've missed a revenue stream for decades.
Could have changed my life path.
Yeah,
right there.
Yep. Sell that rear view mirror that got knocked off during the collision with the UFO.
Right.
But it's weird though to be, on such hallowed ground and have no idea. That's like living in Florida and you say, "Oh, I've never been to Disney World."
Right.
That's a great analogy.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So what have you got? What's all going on? What's all going on this fall with you?
Oh gosh. Well, coming up, I believe it's just next week on August 12th. I have over Zoom. I have a Heaven on Earth gallery reading, and those are the events where I connect and relay messages from loved ones who have passed away. So those are still, I think in spite of everything going on in the world, those are always good for comfort and healing and closure. And the process is much the same over Zoom. A lot of people wonder, does that affect the process? And spirits are like, I will come through on any media, through the computer, over Zoom. They don't care. They just come through.
As much as they mess with electronics.
Oh yeah. I mean,
yeah.
That's not a problem.
Right, exactly. It's a perfect way for them to communicate.
I think so.
But we still got tickets on sale through my website for that August 12th event. I have my daughter Sky sitting right next to me with headphones on. She's part of it.
Sky she's beautiful and she looks so old.
I know. She turned 7 in May, and she'll be in second grade here in a couple weeks. But I think the first time you guys met her, she was literally an infant in her car seat when I brought her into the studio.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I think that's the last time we saw her in person. I mean, we follow along on social media, of course. But in person, it's like, whoa. But son of a gun.
That's what happens, though, especially with other people's kids when you don't see them very often. And I mean, some of my friends now, I'm like, okay, how's your kid? Are they doing? Like, oh, she's in college now. I'm like, what?
I know.
Right. Well, that Pat is going through this. His son's trying to find a place to live with his buddies.
I know. He's 18. He'll be 19 in November.
Perfect case. And I mean, like last time I saw him, he was a kid. He was like Sky's age.
And now he's like 6'1", looking for his own house. It's like, are you freaking kidding me?
He's a man.
Yeah, and I'm not ready for it. I'm really not. Like every time he talks about Beth is helping him him and his buddies find a place.
Sure.
Every time they talk about it, I like deflect. I walk out of the room like I just can't deal.
That's the first stage of grief is denial.
Denial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all over the place.
Yeah, but you're right. Then you see a friend of mine, their daughter turned 21 this week. Just a couple days ago. It's like, you've got to be kidding me.
How could that possibly be? And your daughter's 16. She's driving.
Mm-hmm. Literally driving the brakes off her car. We had to get all 4 brakes replaced yesterday.
Oh my God!
Yeah, she goes, Dad, my brakes are making a funny noise. And I'm like, okay, well, because they weren't a couple weeks ago, because we drove it down to 30th and whatever to get the other thing fixed, the radiometer or whatever. And so the other day, Beth and I are in the backyard and we heard wait. And I'm like, what is that? I looked over and sure enough, Sophie pulled up. I'm like, okay, you're not driving anywhere else. Those rotors had to be like pennies.
Is she like one on the gas and one on the brake or something?
No, she just drives everywhere.
And she's just braking constantly fast or...
Yeah. And then also Beth's like, okay, so we got your brakes fixed yesterday and I fixed your radio. She goes, what's wrong with my radio? She goes, all the sound was just coming out of the right side. And she goes, oh. And she goes, but Kennedy, who's a friend, she never complains. I'm like, yeah, because she's sitting on that side.
She hears everything.
So she gets in the car and she goes, oh my gosh, this is game changing.
Well, I'm sure it was like, she probably had it cranked too because she couldn't hear because all the sounds over there.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
dandy.
hilarious. Those little things that you forget to tell them.
Yeah, we just think it's like a given.
You think.
You think.
Speaking of cars, have you guys seen the Fast and Furious new episode F9?
I'm
No.
not.
Vin Diesel, they flew a car into outer space
What?
to save the world.
Are you serious?
Not even kidding.
Oh,
I remember
my
the first Fast and Furious
What?
episode. They were like
Yeah.
stealing DVD players off a
Right,
semi.
right. Now they're flying into space.
They're in outer space, saving the world from a
Where did we
satellite.
jump the shark?
Oh my gosh.
What, 6 or 5?
Something.
We don't.
Vin Diesel's like the Incredible Hulk. He's smashing through buildings and like kicking like 12 guys off him at the same time.
I've just seen the trailer and the trailer looked ridiculous.
Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Oh my God. Didn't Elon Musk just recently?
yeah,
send
but
a car.
Vin Diesel, man, he did it just like that. It
was
didn't
that-
take years to build a ship.
Right? Okay. I must not be paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm obviously not paying attention. I did not see that.
Well,
Oh my God.
my psychic abilities think they're going to go on Mars for the final 10th episode. They have to go to Mars. How are they going to one up that?
Right. They're making so much money, they're going to have to do something.
They can't do anything wrong, right?
Right.
Either that or go in the center of the earth. That would be. It's got to be. Let's explore Hollow Earth.
And have take our cars down there.
That's what we want to do. Let's explore Hollow Earth and see what's under there. Oh my God.
So do you think, okay, so with this, you being connected as you are to like energy of the world, this last year, like, could you tell when we were going through the pandemic, could you just feel the energy of people? Like, was it scared energy, panic energy? Like what, as a whole,
Waking
what were
up.
we feeling?
Yeah, a lot of anxiety, and it's not just like I was having crippling anxiety, but I was sensing it from the general population.
Because
from
you,
other
as an,
people.
you're an empath.
Empath, yeah.
And so you even going out to the grocery store to whatever, you're feeling everything.
Yeah, that's kind of, those of us who are who have empathic abilities, it's kind of a blessing and a curse because you do take on a lot of other people's emotions, but I think it's also that having a big heart, so to speak, that allows people to be of service and to do things like to be a psychic medium. But it was, it's interesting. I actually had a lot of people when it first started, people asking me, when is this going to be over? Because my daughter's getting married. We need to know if we're going to push back the wedding or not. I got
Legitimate
that like
real
a
world
dozen
questions,
times.
did you?
It's like, well, if we didn't have to deal with politicians, I could probably tell you. But I have no idea how this is all going to fall. How this is all
Yeah,
going to
you
come
never can
together,
tell.
right? You just never know what's going to happen next.
I was
right?
just telling people, hold on, because
just
we're not over yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Just
a while. Yeah.
slow roll it, get some other activities going
Yep.
to get your mind off of it and pass the time. But yeah, a lot of people, I think, well, I know there's several people. There was even people here, I think, that pushed back some dates for some things. Yeah, there was a couple of them that had weddings planned. And now they've decided, well, hell or high water, we're doing it this year.
Yeah, I know.
That's just
Even
it.
if like whoever can shows, and
Yeah.
that's just kind of how it is. But with that downtime, with the extra time, I finally put the finishing touches on a project that I've been working on for like 5 or 6 years. It's a book called The Sky Diaries, and it's a little play on words because it does have a little bit to do with sunsets and shooting stars. But primarily, it's a book about guardian angels and past lifetimes in my daughter Sky. And when she was old enough to begin talking, and when her vocabulary was a little more advanced, it was actually right before her 3rd birthday. She started to mention things that gave us no doubt that
Yeah.
she is in fact a family member of mine reincarnated.
Oh my God.
And so that's kind of how the book culminates. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a book about fate and destiny, and about how life after death might be only the beginning. What if we as humans come back to one another time and time again in a different form, in a different lifetime?
That's interesting. That's very
I've
interesting.
been listening to somebody who talks about that very thing. I can't remember the name right off the bat, who it is, but talking about just the concept of it.
Yeah.
Because we all know everybody's energy, right? And they talk about the meat suits, the bodies, right?
Yep.
And that this is just the form that you're in here, and it's like that to me is mind expanding.
But it makes sense. Like it completely 100% makes
Yeah.
sense that we're all energy. So why energy doesn't die? It doesn't go away.
Right. And then when people do pass away, that they literally are what is it, 7 ounces? Is that what the
I've heard that. Yeah.
that people literally lighten, like there's something leaving the body. There's a movie out I think it's called 90 Minutes to Heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah. And
Just
I
gonna
think
say.
I think it's a book too. I'm not sure which came first. Probably the book, but
Probably.
yeah. And I have heard that too, that the human soul weight, it's like 6 or 8 pounds, 7 ounces or something like
7
that.
ounces,
They've
I
done
think.
studies.
Yeah.
But yeah, the body's the meat suit. The way I like to
Sounds so unpoetic.
Isn't it gross?
The meat suit.
reminds me, I need to stop and get hot dogs on
Right? Makes me hungry.
Pick up some burgers.
And listen to some Gaga. The meat suit.
But the way I like to think of reincarnation and we as humans with our physical bodies is like each lifetime, the world itself is a theater. It's just a community playhouse. And each new lifetime is like a new show, a new play, a new production. And so we humans, just like any seasoned actor, sometimes we want to try on different roles and different parts. So, sometimes we play the role of hero, sometimes we play the role of villain, sometimes we're just here for comic relief. Sometimes we'll stay in the afterlife to play the part of, director or writer, and that would be the equivalent of being somebody's guardian angel that's living a lifetime here on earth.
I like that.
So the people
I
that
like
choose to
that.
come back as, say, somebody that dies young, a child or something, they're coming back to teach whatever people lessons of some kind that are around them.
Yeah.
So they're not coming back saying, I want to die early. I'm coming back to teach lessons.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
sometimes, sometimes there are unexpected things that will happen in life that were not necessarily planned. But yeah, in many cases, it's part of a script. And I think all of our lives are part drama, part tragedy, part comedy, part romance,
It's interesting you say that too, because obviously, you look at the way over history, the way people try to rationalize life, and they say things like, well, everything is predetermined, right? And they lay it at God's feet. They'll say, well, God already knows destiny. You can't change it. And it's like people have been having those same thoughts all through time because they're trying to explain the whole experience. Because otherwise, why are we here?
Exactly.
Otherwise, what is the purpose?
the point?
What's
Yeah.
the point? Yeah, right. It's we've evolved to this point, but then we've evolved to a certain point several times over history, and then gone back to point zero.
Yep.
Right, and then come back again, like whole civilizations disappearing or something like that, which is crazy.
We went on a family vacation to South Dakota just a few weeks ago, and we visited Mount Rushmore. And I remember telling my mom, I'm like, if these faces on this mountain outlives humanity itself, the next intelligent species on this planet are going to think those 4 dudes are gods or something.
Yeah, for
'Cause they'll
sure.
have no reference point.
No reference,
good point.
and think how many times
Right.
that's already happened.
Exactly.
Because whole civilizations disappear, and so you've got writings on cave walls, and people are trying to put themselves in a position that they're capable of deciphering the hieroglyphics.
Right.
Stand back. Let me tell you what it means.
It could have just
And
been an art show.
It could have been
like
kids.
a caveman kid
It could
art
have been
show.
kids.
And we're like putting all these graphs, and it's just like the 3rd graders in cave school.
No, that was
Little
Billy.
Uggs.
That was Billy's doodle.
Right, exactly. And we're here it's now in museums.
Yes.
Because it's from the gods. No, it's from Billy.
Yeah.
Billy the cave
and
doodle.
then you have mom coming in. Quit writing on the walls.
And then volcano. It's locked in time. And all of a sudden we think that's from the gods.
That's from the gods. Easily. That's got to be. It's got to explain it all. But you time and time again, you see the hieroglyphics on the pyramids and the cave drawings, and Arizona's got a bunch of them, or the rune stones, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're seeing the runes and wondering, how did that get here? Because that looks like that should have come from Pennsylvania, and it shows up in New Mexico. And trying to explain these things when, in essence, somebody just forgot to take it out of the back of the wagon.
Yeah. Right.
And we'll debate these things for as long as we can.
So hopefully that we don't get rid of all the books and just count on the internet.
Yeah.
That's something too that a lot of people. I'm looking right now because Sky's got a book, and I'm like, I love that. She's
I didn't
reading
know what
her
that
book.
was at first.
It's
Because usually
a
it's an
book,
iPad the kids have.
Pat,
We had,
right?
we had a little
Physical
debate
book.
this morning. I said, you could bring a book. We'll leave the iPad at home. So she's reading her unicorn book now.
Okay.
And that's awesome because we were talking about how things get changed on the internet,
Yeah.
and they can change things from descriptions to historical facts.
Yeah.
But we used to have a full set of encyclopedias, and then you could go grab the encyclopedia, and that wasn't changed till the next edition
Yep.
came out, and you would have the new corrections put in it. So you could go back to the old encyclopedias to see what things used to say
Yeah.
to the new ones, but now it's harder to find you don't know what's been changed.
It's like instantaneous. Information's changing so quickly.
So fast.
And
in having physical books to go back for reference, I think is important. They were discussing teaching kids cursive. Is that still important?
It's been a debate,
Right?
I'm not confident my kids know how to honestly do. I mean, they can sign their name, but I don't know. I mean, if they default to printing, both of them do.
They do. They do. Sky the other day read a word in cursive, and my mom was like, "How did she do that? Because that's not. They don't even teach kids how to read or write that anymore."
Isn't that crazy?
Which I think
It's weird.
they should, because if for no other reason, who's going to be able to read the Declaration?
And that's what people have said. And then somebody else told me, well, there's an app for that.
There's an app for that.
Yeah, right?
Oh my God, that's the default,
true.
isn't it?
But I get your point, JT. It's kind of sad in a way.
Like a lost art,
Yeah.
like calligraphy. Why do we need calligraphy?
Yeah.
But a lot of people spend a lot of time and money learning how to do it, and people want to use it for invitations. But if you don't know how to read cursive, you can't read the invitation in calligraphy.
No, that's true.
Times are changing faster than ever.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of getting rid of things. I think you can still have those things. If you want to try a different way, that's fine, but that doesn't mean you need to take it out of circulation.
Well,
entirely.
one thing that's been in style for as long as humans have been around are psychics. I mean, it's funny because we get lumped into the new age category, but in fact, it's not a new phenomenon at all. Going back thousands of years, people consulting with oracles or prophets. Or
were psychics like esteemed in society, or were they looked at as like crazy people?
I think probably both. It depends on the time period and the culture. I think in some societies they were held in high regard, and in some they were quite literally,
it was one of those
cast out.
You had to be careful who you told.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Different things. Like I think there was. God, I was watching something on Nostradamus. I can't remember, but it was kind of a documentary style thing. Not the one where they go through all of his revelations or whatever you want to call them. But talking about that, and I think that was part of the conversation. You had to be careful who you told, because you could be killed for saying some things out loud.
Right.
Because it was, it's like heresy. I mean, my gosh, who do you think you are?
Well, and I've also heard that he wrote those. I think he called them Quatrains, or the Revelations, or he wrote them cryptically on purpose. He didn't have to.
Like code.
It was code, just because of the societal pressure on him that he wasn't allowed to do that. He could have put it in plain English, but he chose not to because he didn't want to
protect himself a little bit.
Right?
Exactly.
And thus here we are, still trying to figure out what the hell he means.
Right. Yeah.
What does this mean?
When the southern wind blows and the moon is at its highest.
Dude, just tell us. Like with dreams, just tell me, dream.
Right.
Like I had a dream two nights ago, that I just kept finding money all over the floor, like hundreds of dollars, just jamming in my pockets, and I was trying to. So nobody else saw it, and so I got it and said that, like, I got online and Googled what that meant, and it was like it was self-esteem. You're in a time of whatever. I don't feel like just normal me. I don't I'm not in like this enlightened mode. I just found a lot of money.
Pat's gonna hit the lottery next week,
right?
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh my God!
Yeah. Why can't our brain just tell us? Just
little
no code.
Nostradamus.
But then if we knew everything, you would have nothing to Google. If we knew everything, like aliens, we knew all the conspiracy. There were no conspiracy. We just knew everything. What would we do? It'd be really super boring. There'd be no mysteries.
What would we argue about?
Right.
Exactly.
Right. There would be no mysteries in this world and nothing to figure out.
It's true. That is true. It seems like in the best of times is when we find the most trivial items to argue over. And you think, you know what, we must be in a really good place right now if this is what's got us all upset.
Yeah.
Because that's not the big thing, right? Everything else is good. So that's okay. But
yeah. But dreams. I've heard actually they're working on developing equipment. It's like a brain cap that you can wear to bed, and it records your nightly dreams.
Oh God, no!
Like on screen?
Yeah.
What?
You can watch it the next day.
That
like it's
would
a
be
DVR.
amazing.
Okay, I was watching a video
so
with
awesome.
Since we mentioned Elon Musk earlier. I was watching a video of his, well, not of his, but it was a presentation or an interview he was doing. I think it was maybe South by Southwest or something. Or, I can't remember, but he was talking about AI.
Okay.
And talking about how far it's come and how much farther it's going to go, and the development of new artificial intelligence, and where it's going to take us. And his parting words on that is he believes that's more dangerous than nuclear weapons. That artificial intelligence is more dangerous.
I mean, you watch iRobot with Will Smith. Will Smith wasn't having none of it.
Right? I'm feeling him.
Having none of it.
But watching...
What about the, was it was it the Olympics or what for basketball? They had that robot that was shooting 3-pointers and half court shots, just nailing them back to back to back. It was I don't know what it was. It was something. It might have been like at the beginning of the Olympics or something. I don't remember. But yeah, they had this robot that was a 3-pointer, sink. Went back to half court, sink, and it was like this weird sort of like 4-legged. It was. But he was nailing it.
But one of the things he talked about was being able to, I think people have talked about, in the future, being able to learn, osmosis is what everybody, put a book under your pillow so you can learn, right? Learn by osmosis. We'll just sleep on it. But that literally you're going to be able to upload information. I'm not for that.
Oh, I'm totally for that. You'd rather
I
sit
don't want
and
a USB.
You'd rather go to school for 4 years or just download your app like dink, there I am. I have a master's.
Into your head?
100%.
That's the Matrix movie.
Yes.
Right?
It is.
100% I would do that.
Yeah.
Instead of wasting 4 years and going to school, missing classes, just wake up and then by night I'm going to be a super smart doctor. I mean, you could do
God, see, that scares me right there.
Hey.
Because I just downloaded the app.
Let's go. Would you
Dr.
rather
Pat.
trust that or my notes and test taking?
Well, it's a good point.
Okay,
I would say
see?
you wouldn't be able to get into the school.
Right.
So we wouldn't have to worry about that. With the app, you just got to pay $1.99 and you got it.
Right. Well, hey,
so
doesn't matter.
There has to be some other gates.
Well, I'm sure there's other vetting. There's other vetting.
You don't qualify for this app.
Yes, we're going to send you over to the other side, the other tent, those apps.
Then you get into all the Scientology thing because you have to go through these levels first before you
Right.
can get to. You can't have your, what are they called? Thetas? Whatever those things. Whatever that is.
The
in
gold
Scientology.
membership package.
Right? Yeah. The $500,000 thing. It's like you have to have all these other steps before you can have this. So you would have to go through a bunch of other apps before you were
I'd totally be down for that.
qualified to buy the doctor app.
Yeah.
Tell you what, AI is going to put us all out of business soon. On Jeopardy a couple of years ago, they had a computer facing some of the best players in history, and it beat the two human guys coming up with the answers faster than they could.
Not surprising.
Didn't they do that with chess too?
Yeah,
right.
I'm sure they did it with chess. Like how long before? I guarantee in 200
Driving
years.
your cars.
Oh yeah, driving cars, but. Like, how long is it before they can predict anybody's future based on your brain waves and the dew point and the atmosphere and this and that? Like, put psychics out of business,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Being able to
point.
see the future.
Because you can put the algorithm together.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's all got to be, it has to make sense. There has to be, and some people are just more intuitive in being able to sense it.
Yeah.
But they'd have the algorithm.
They'd have the algorithm.
That's
Zeros, ones
creepy.
and zeros, people. It's
Oh
just
my-
ones and
We're
zeros.
all ones and zeros.
Right?
Yep.
Oh my God. That's crazy. So to go from not getting a probe on a hill to
Boy. Well, from where just all downhill from there.
or yeah, we kind of
The
covered
swing and a miss of your lifetime.
But to bring everything full circle, one might say that life is about the journey, not the destination.
That's
so
true.
maybe those 4 years that Pat's struggling in med school is
Yeah.
worth it, as opposed to the $1.99 app where it downloads immediately.
That's a good point. Leave it to you to bring some actual sense to this
Right?
crazy
You
conversation.
should stop by more often.
Wow.
We
Yeah.
need that.
We do. Yeah, you're welcome anytime. It's been so long.
It's been a long time. And I mean it. You guys have not aged. You look
You
the
guys-
same as you
you're
did like a
crazy.
decade ago when I first met
Well,
you.
that's super nice.
This
I
is
I
fun.
think thank you.
Yeah.
Was it that bad 10 years ago?
That's what it is.
That's either a slap in the face or a compliment.
Yeah, right. Man, we've been rough for a while. The heck?
And we're maintaining.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
We've
the important thing.
Obviously hit our stride, whatever that is.
good.
Oh my God. All right. So if people want to get a hold of you, come see you, learn more about you, where's the best place to start?
Yeah, just check out my website, andymyersonline.com. And people are always asking, am I still offering private sessions? Yes, I am, over the phone and through Zoom, private sessions for people all around the country. And again, just a little plug, this fall is when my book, The Big Project, The Sky Diaries, is going to be released. And the one thing that I haven't announced publicly until right this moment, for that event, people's book is going to count as their ticket. So anyone who buys a book will be able to attend a free Heaven on Earth gallery reading.
Nice.
One of two that I'm doing. I'm going to do an in-person one in Omaha and another one over Zoom for people around the country. So purchase the book, contact my
Sweet.
office. We'll tell you we'll give you the access code
That's
how to get in.
awesome.
That is,
That's
so,
awesome.
but the week before or whatever the book's released,
Yeah.
would like to have you come back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk
that'd
more
be
about
great.
the book and
That'd be great.
yeah.
Let's do that. So second grade this year, right?
Yeah, second grade for Sky. She was asking, can I say a couple things on there? I said, I don't know, sweetie, if you want to,
Yeah.
maybe you can. A project me and Sky are working on. We're making a book called Bigfoot's Big Birthday Party. It's a book we're authoring together, and the illustrations are in the process. So she wanted me to mention that real quick. So
That's nice. You like Bigfoot?
Yeah.
Yes.
Put your microphone down there, Sky, and talk to us. Say
Hold
hi.
on. Hold on. There we go. There you go.
Oh.
there you go.
See, now you can hear yourself.
Do you want to tell them a little bit about the Bigfoot book that we're doing?
Yeah, so the Bigfoot book is all about Bigfoot having a birthday party and his friends doesn't come, so I have to go and tell them that his birthday party's going on.
Oh,
Very good. How old is he?
I don't know.
I don't know if we figured that out yet, have we?
Good job,
Oh,
Jill.
sorry about that. Okay.
But he was so busy planning his party, he forgot to invite his friends like the Loch Ness Monster, the werewolf, the unicorns, the mermaids.
So you had to go round them up and let everybody know the party's
Yeah.
happening?
That's fun.
Yeah, that is
I think
super
that
fun.
sounds a lot of fun. I like that.
And the character in the book is her, so it'll be her
Super
likeness.
fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so we're excited about that.
Yeah, that's a
Very
great
cool.
idea for a book. Well, Sky,
Fantastic.
thanks for coming in. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Again, well, you don't remember
No,
meeting us
that's
a
right.
long time ago. You were a little guy.
Glad you got to meet us.
Yeah. Glad you got to see us, Sky. Andy, you're the man.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in, Andy. And look in the description of our podcast for all the links we talked about today. So thanks, Candyman. It's Pat and JT on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. You can text us at 402-403-9478.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.